one thing that always comes up when I talk about the Middle East is terrorism. So I want to start with this. With your partner or partners next to you, spend just a minute here trying to figure out the answer to this question. What country had the most terrorist incidents between 1970 and 2007? Palestine, Israel, okay. Yes, ma'am. United States, okay. Both interesting choices, absolutely. Any others? Russia, okay. Yes, sir. Iraq, okay. Northern Ireland, okay. So the United Kingdom. These are all good points. Any others? Well, I think what this dialogue has shown is terrorism, or the use of violence or threat of violence for the purpose of causing fear, is something that's very universal. As it ends up, the correct answer is Colombia. There definitely is. Did you have a question? It's multifaceted. On one side, there's the drug issue. The drug cartels have caused a lot of the violence and mayhem there. On the other side, they have paramilitary groups that are on the far right. So essentially, Colombia has been attacked from both sides. And that's led to over 7,000 terrorist attacks over that period. Now, you guys put up a lot of good choices. Some of them that are also in the top 5. And this is all from the Global Terrorism Database of the University of Maryland. Other ones in the top 5. Number 1 is Colombia. Number 2, the gentleman in the back over there is correct. Iraq, second. Third is India. India has an amazing amount. Terrorist attacks of all sorts. Peru, and then El Salvador. So it's interesting. When we look at it this way, the picture is a lot more diverse. El Salvador is the 5th most, yeah. Terrorism is an awful task, but unfortunately it's a global one. It's not one we can narrow it down to just say the Middle East per se, though Iraq is definitely on that list and towards the top of it at this point. So a little bit more. Obviously, we know the answer to this question. Are all terrorists Muslims? No, not at all. Colombia has nearly nothing. Probably 0 of those terrorist attacks were ever committed by a Muslim. And in fact, if we look at the United States, which was an interesting choice, a 2005 FBI report cataloged every terrorist incident in the United States over the past 25 years. So from 1980 to 2005. And in fact, Islamic extremists, which I use as a proxy for the Middle East, though of course there are non-Muslims there, made up a very small percentage. If you count it up, it's around 6-7% of total attacks in the U.S. According to their statistics, there are more attacks done by Jewish extremists and far more attacks done by Latino extremists over that time period. It just once again shows you the variety and how one element definitely can't define this whole terrorist challenge. Nevertheless, I fully admit and suggest that there is a problem with terrorism. In the Islamic world, and not just in the Middle East, there are a number of countries where there are big issues. We see a couple examples here. It's been hugely destabilizing for Iraq. A lot of the gains gotten over the Iraq war are really balancing, teetering, because of near daily violence there. In addition, the famous underwear bomber got most of his funding from Yemen. As in addition, there were numerous attempts to bomb airlines over the past 10 years, also originating from Al-Qaeda in Yemen. In Nigeria, Islamic extremists have caused chaos in this diverse religious environment that has both Muslims, Christians, and animists. And so the next front may well be Syria as well. So it is a challenge.